Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen Too Long Didn't Read news, looking at Star Citizen Alpha 3.11.1 now on wider PTU, the Mercury Star Runner and your chance to test one and see the Intergalactic Aerospace Halls Early this weekend, Alpha 3.12 updates with some new actual features here, reputation system and refining was explained a bit further too. So Star Citizen Alpha 3.11.1 has gone to wider PTU now, with more people being able to test the newest patch out on that test universe. You'll be able to see the entryway into the expo hall, the latest updates, and a few people also have access to the Mercury Star Runner now, which is by far my favourite ship that Cloud Imperium have produced. So when can more people get access to the Mercury Star Runner to play with it? Well, people will be able to access some of the expo halls and be able to rent the Mercury Star Runner this weekend. So they are doing some focused tests where the halls will be open on Saturday and Sunday at the New Babbage Tobin Convention Centre area, that area where the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is going to be next week. They're opening up this weekend from 5 PM to 9:30 PM UTC on Saturday and Sunday. And you can rent the Mercury Star Runner from the hall during around 7:15 PM to 8:45 PM UTC on Saturday. So it is quite a small window to grab that Mercury Star Runner for testing, but it's something that you can do this weekend if you are really wanting to get your hands on it. I'll put a link to that schedule down below for your convenience, because it might be worth having a look around those expo halls, helping test some of this stuff out for next week. There are a couple of additional Mercury Star Runner secret panels that I discovered as well since my last couple of videos on the ship. Check those out if you want to see a tour of the Mercury Star Runner. There is a little panel as you go into the ship on the right, a little secret panel which you can open up, and then that allows you to open a secret area, the secret area where there is 6 SCU of hidden storage and has access to the vents. So I only thought you could access it from behind before, from the vents, but you can access it both ways if you open that secret panel up. And in the engineering room as well, on the back right wall, there is another hidden panel which opens a door there to the vents as well. So a couple of extra little hidden panels there to get yourself around that Mercury Star Runner. There are some more additions to the Alpha 3.12 on the roadmap. So Stanton system planetary improvements are being added. This is going to have more detailed global painting passes with considerations to global climate data. They're refining how object presets are set up to get a more natural and believable read, as well as introducing some new assets to biome packs. Moreover, they're updating the remaining geology assets to the organic shader to utilize the latest features. They plan to showcase these new improvements for this release of 3.12 on planets Hurston and Microtech, as well as on the moons Yela, Selin, Daymar, Walla, and Lyria. So expect better and better looking planets and moons. They've also added the Reputation V1 to 3.12 now as well. So this is the Reputation and Org service. This system will introduce the first iteration of persistent reputation between all entities within the Star Citizen universe, as well as persistent NPC organizations. For this initial release, all key mission givers except Ruto, because of some technical constraints at the moment, will have the ability to change the responses to players based on their performance on the missions they do for them. This is not only applicable to a general positive or negative greeting or farewell, but also has been extended to varying degrees of mission completion streaks. This means that if a player completes or fails multiple missions in a row, the mission givers will comment accordingly. If the player fails the mission givers' missions enough, they can actually even temporarily refuse to offer you additional missions for a period of time. Additionally, mission threads that have varying degrees of difficulty have been converted over to use the new system to unlock the next tier of missions. Because this is now service-driven, all of this reputation is persistent and can be preserved between releases. That, to me, sounds like they can save mission progress much more readily now, which is actually pretty cool. Something else for 3.12 that was talked about in Inside Star Citizen was refining. Stations can have refinery services and refining sort of facilities. You can take your mined goods to them. You can use a refining kiosk to then select the mined goods that you want to refine into more valuable goods. you select a type of process and then that you want to do with that, and then that has a cost and time associated with it, and then that's basically a refining job. You can select as many of the materials in your ship as you want, and then those refining jobs will continue while you're offline, and effectively you're safe from 30Ks with them as well. If you get disconnected or switch servers, your refining job will be there for you still when you get back. So some of these can be a few minutes, some of these can be a few hours. Different stations have different proficiency, so you'll get better yields of gold at one, but less of a yield at quantanium at another, and vice versa. With weapon zeroing in 3.12, we're going to see 3 scope types as well that make use of zeroing. So this is basically setting the range so that it accounts for bullet drop effectively. You've got one where it can set the range entirely manually by yourself. You just go, I want to set it at this range. There's one that adds a rangefinder to that as well, and then the third is an entirely automated one where you basically go, I want to set it at this range, and you literally, whatever you're aiming at, when you press the zeroing button, it will go, that is the range that it's now set to. So that can be pretty useful, but it can also, I suppose, lead to some problems. Maybe the ones that aren't automated might be better for more experienced snipers, maybe. I'll have to wait until they're in my hands to work that out. Star Citizen Alpha 3.11.1F is the latest PTU patch. It has a few bug fixes, along with opening up the PTU to more players. When exiting the Garrick, port, and starboard turrets, the player should no longer get stuck behind the turrets or fall through the floor and take damage. AR, augmented reality trajectory, when throwing grenades should no longer be missing. They fixed an issue causing FPS fire to be culled when a lot of people are firing FPS weapons at the same time, causing important FPS weapon impacts such as grenades to immediately get culled. They fixed multiple Mercury Starrunner LOD and Viz area issues in the cockpit. Smoke in the Starrunner cargo hold and server room should no longer shrink and grow unnaturally when walking through it. Players should no longer be able to see through the Mercury Starrunner's art behind the back of the elevator within the cargo bay. And they fixed a client crash and a back-end server crash. So that Mercury Starrunner is getting some love and some bug fixes. The Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, potentially the biggest event of the Star Citizen year, starts next Friday, the 20th of November, and expect a lot of awesome there. We will be covering that event daily. There are going to be new ships, free fly for anyone to try Star Citizen, ships to rent freely as well during the expo, and lots more to see. So be prepared for that. Brace yourselves! This week's sneak peek was at a bearing FPS weapon, which I assume is the FS9 LMG. We had a Star Citizen Live actually this week as well, where they made a sort of like Pico Wilson volleyball castaway type prop. It showed some of the techniques they use for building small, high quality props and assets, and I'll chuck a link below for people that are interested in seeing that. It was a cool little game dev, but nothing super tangible for Star Citizen's development, in my opinion. And that's sort of it for this week. I am much excited for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and also Alpha 3.12 as well now. They seem to have added a lot more flesh to the bones of that last patch of this year, the Q4 patch, with the Idris Security Force and Reputation, along with various other bits over the last few weeks to sort of make up for a lot of the stuff that got pushed off. I wonder if there's anything more that will turn up in the next couple of weeks. I saw that some people were also very angry that they didn't have access to the Mercury Starrunner yet, or were disappointed, and I'm interested to know your point of view on that, as long as it's civil. Have you had the chance to play with the Mercury Starrunner ship yourself? Do you mind it going to Evocati and some content creators before it goes out to the wider population? Should it go out to everyone that's bought the ship as early as possible, or is it sort of okay for them to do extended tests and sort of tease a ship and go, oh, look at the ship, you can't use it yet, but you will be able to soon. Have you played in the Alpha 3.11.1 PTU yet? What do you think of the patch? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Each month we have a ship giveaway. For November, we are giving away a Mercury Starrunner again. This highly anticipated multi-role ship is great for small to medium-sized crews that want to do a bit of everything, whether that be cargo running, data running, missions, combat, smuggling, all that sort of jazz. All you've got to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during October, including this one. More details down below. What am I shilling for today, I hear you ask? Do you hate it when people steal all of your money and your house over the internet? I know I do. NordVPN may have been invented by wizards to help protect your personal data from the prying eyes of the dark web, a sinister cabal of technomancers that grow in power the more they know about your browsing habits. The true story of NordVPN's origins are unknown and lost to the ages, and without using fact, no one really knows how it provides more accessibility to otherwise censored websites or a safer security experience for all that use it. All I know is that it does, and that when you sign up to it, the power level of my bank account grows, and I use it, and maybe you should too.